Hello, I'm currently on board a Class 730 and you're watching Train Report.
In this series, I'll look at every class of train operating with every train operator. I'll go through an in-depth history of that class of train with that specific operator before reviewing them. I'll review the trains on a number of different factors, including seat comfort, ride comfort, seat amenities, lighting and ambience, toilets, storage, Wi-Fi, information displays, ventilation, and accessibility, ranking each factor out of 10 before giving the train a final percentage score so that, one day, we can find out once and for all what is Britain's best train. I'll be looking at the West Midlands Railway Class 730, so without further ado, let's look at the history of this new train. The West Midlands Railway Class 730 is one of the UK's newest trains. It came about following the new contract for the West Midlands franchise being given to Abellio in August 2017. This new franchise, which I've covered in a previous video, would promise 413 new vehicles to replace the oldest rolling stock on the network, including electric and diesel stock. The new franchise would commence in December 2017 and would replace London Midland. The new company, West Midlands Trains, would be split into two sub-companies, West Midlands Railway and London North Western Railway. In October 2017, prior to the new franchise commencing, Abellio, East Japan Railway, and Mitsui & Co., the parent company to West Midlands Trains, announced that Bombardier and CAF had been selected to supply the rolling stock, which would cost £680 million. Of these new trains, 36 three-car electric vehicles would be built by Bombardier for high-capacity metro services operated by West Midlands Railway. These would be the Cross-City line from Bromsgrove, Redditch, Birmingham and Lichfield, as well as local services out of Birmingham towards Wolverhampton, Walsall and Rugeley-Trent Valley. The trains would be part of the Bombardier Aventra family, similar to the Class 720s, 701s and 710s. They would have a top speed of 90 miles an hour and would hopefully enter service by 2020. The trains would replace the much older Class 323s and slightly more newer Class 350-2s, and would feature several modern amenities, such as open gangways, large storage areas, accessible toilets, new information screens, underfloor heating, and USB sockets. The trains, designated Class 730s, with the West Midlands ones, designated Class 730-0s, would increase capacity by 25%, with more standing room in the trains. The fleet would be manufactured in Derby by Bombardier and later Alstom. Construction started immediately, and by August 2020, the first three-car unit was on test in Velem, the Czech Republic. The trains would be delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, with the new trains now entering service somewhere between 2021 and 2022. In September 2020, the first unit was unveiled by West Midlands Railway at Derby's factory. The Mayor of the West Midlands, Andy Street, was present and said the trains would make a real difference to cross-city line commuters, adding extra capacity onto a line that has been a victim of its own success. Street said that the coronavirus had hindered progress, but would ensure that the new trains and their progress would not get knocked off course. The trains would be delayed into service, however. By March 2021, the trains had made their way into the testing phase, with the units first seen on the British network at Redditch on March 15, 2021, with 730-002 the first unit to begin testing. Testing is a long and drawn-out process, with each unit having to reach a certain amount of miles, whilst the 730s endured several technical issues, including with the doors and guard panels. The main problem was with the cab and the front of the train, with the first few units needing a full design makeover to enlarge windows for drivers to be able to see out of the trains properly. The problem was exacerbated by as-left disputes with West Midlands Railway. Also, West Midlands Railway had evaluated the use of the Class 730s, simplifying its order to 48 730-0s for West Midlands Railway services and 36 730-1s for London North Western services. WMR confirmed that the 730-0s, the trains that we're interested in today, would still have table seats with, in July 2023, 25 units being accepted into service. Earlier in November, the Office of Rail and Road gave the units a green light to authorise all 730-0s into service. Now the rest of the 730s would just need to be delivered. The next question would be, what route would the trains first enter service on? Media sources speculated that they could operate not from the West Midlands, but out of London Euston, replacing some of the oldest West Midlands trains units, the Class 319s, with 3 Class 730s being designated for peak time services out of Euston towards Tring and Milton Keynes Central. By late October 2023, it was becoming increasingly clear that the Class 730-0s would be ready to enter service imminently. The trains would eventually enter service on the 13th of November, with the first 730-0 service being the 0604 Bletchley to Euston service. The new trains were greeted positively, with West Midlands Railway confirming the trains would soon make their way up north to begin services out of New Street. The new trains would have more than just an impact on passengers though. The new trains would come alongside a major package of depot upgrades, with the whole fleet replacement process costing £1 billion. Firstly, Soho in Birmingham would see a major redevelopment to grow space for trains from 26 to 48 by increasing electrical power supply, with West Midlands Railway also investing in extra stabling locations in Coventry and Bescot. The trains finally made their way up north in 2024, with, in February, the first unit officially unveiled by West Midlands Railway, with the first unit entering service in the Midlands by mid-February on the Wolverhampton to Walsall line, with the trains planned to enter service on the Cross City and Chase lines later in the year. Ian McConnell, Managing Director of West Midlands Railway, said that the new trains would represent a huge upgrade to the experience of travelling by train, with the new 730-0s longer than the 323s and 350s that they would be replacing, but also including metro-style interiors to boost capacity even further. Ian also pointed out that the new trains would have very modern information displays, power sockets at every seat, and accessible toilets. Dominic Booth, CEO of Transport UK Group, West Midlands Railway's joint parent company, said that the 730s would begin a new era in rail travel for passengers on West Midlands Railway, with the trains being state-of-the-art. Andy Street, West Midlands Mayor, said that the £700 million investment for the new trains was finally paying off, with the trains making a real difference to passengers across the region, with the £300 million depot upgrades creating jobs. The trains were also received very well in the West Midlands, being a huge difference to the Class 350s and older Class 323s that they replaced, whilst freeing up other 350s for other services across West Midlands Trains' network. Monday the 15th of April was perhaps the most important day of the train's history, however, as they finally began operations on the Cross City line, the line that they were built to serve primarily. The trains initially ran for just a few diagrams a day, with the 323 still the backbone of the Cross City line. WMR sought a quick rollout of the trains, with the firm wanting all Class 323s to be withdrawn by autumn, coinciding with the new trains operating on the Chase line for the first time. Before that, however, WMR announced that they would be naming one unit. 730-018 was given the name Hurst Street to celebrate Birmingham Pride, with Pride colours subsequently applied to the unit. West Midlands confirmed that all 48 Class 730-0s would receive names after famous landmarks in the West Midlands, although only the one unit has been named thus far. By September, WMR had announced the date for the last 323 service with the firm. Friday, September the 27th, would be the last day of operation for the now 30-year-old trains, which had been rapidly replaced by the Class 730s, which had turned out to be highly reliable and efficient trains. The introduction had led to some peak time services being short-formed, with some trains being 3 and not 6 carriages, but West Midlands confirmed that all services would eventually return to 6 coaches. A celebratory 323 service ran on the 29th of September, with some units heading north to Northern and others returning to warm storage. The 14th of October saw the new trains roll out on the Chase line to Rugeley Trent Valley, with the units replacing the older 350s. Now all trains departing Walsall would be Class 730s, with 6 trains an hour departing the station. January 2025 saw WMR unveil its new £5 million maintenance facility in Coventry for the Class 730s. The works at Coventry North Yard would allow for the Class 730s to be maintained in Coventry also, leading to more effective stabling and diagram executions. New jobs would allow for 6 trains to be cleaned simultaneously, decreasing turnaround times for maintenance and ensuring trains would be clean for passengers. Jack Doughty, West Midlands Railway Engineering Director, said the depot upgrade was a major priority for the firm to improve the quality of services and trains in the region. Local councillor Pervez Akhtar said that he was impressed with the new Coventry North Yard due to the new jobs which would be created. The trains, which are now over a year old since entering service in November 2023, still, as of March 2025, run peak services out of London Euston, as well as running most local electric services out of New Street by West Midlands Railway. But are these new trains any good? Well, that's what we'll be looking at now.
So now that we've gone through the short-lived history of these new trains, now let's go through the review. I've taken a very enjoyable journey on this Class 730 from Birmingham up to Lichfield, Trent Valley. These trains are amazing, is what I can say. I really like them. I think they are perfect for the route that they do. Cross City Line journeys, you would usually only be on the trains for about half an hour or maybe tops 40 minutes. Not many people go all the way from Bromsgrove all the way to Lichfield, for example. That would be quite rare. So for the short journey that these trains take. They're really, really good trains. I really like them. Seat comfort isn't amazing, but I do think they are cool. They also have these weird like 1x1 bits to allow more people to stand. So seat comfort, they're not incredible, but for new trains they are pretty good. And for the journeys that you'll be doing, only short hops, 15, 20 minutes, I would say that they are good. They are good for seat comfort. So I gave seat comfort a 7 out of 10. As for ride comfort, these trains are built by Alstom, which are known to have pretty good ride comfort. They're not amazing though. I gave it a 6 out of 10, maybe that's a bit harsh though. Seat amenities, you get plugs with every seat.
Welcome aboard this West Midlands Railway service.
Those announcements were very long, but for seat amenities, every seat gets either a table back, flip down table, or a big table. They will get plugs, USB sockets, no armrests though, although the trains that these replaced, the Class 323s, didn't have armrests. So I've given seat amenities a 7 out of 10. Now let's go back in time to when I was on this train to Lichfield and I looked at the toilet. I'm now in the toilet. Physical buttons. There's me. Hello me. This makes my coat look blue. Yeah, it's relatively clean. It's relatively large, a baby changing. Yeah, it's nice. It is one of the smaller accessible toilets I've been in, but yeah, apart from that, no complaints. So yeah, this train's cool. Oh my god, we're moving. I probably should have done it whilst we're moving. Nearly fell over. So I just left the toilet and it flushed itself after it realised I just pressed the open button without flushing. So I didn't actually use it. I guess that's cool, so if you forget to flush, if you just press the open button, it will flush automatically. That's the first time I've ever seen that on a train, so bonus points for me. So I gave the toilet an 8 out of 10, added bonus points because of that cool flush mechanism when you open the door, even if you don't flush the toilet manually. As for storage, they don't have any big luggage racks, but they do have these storage overhead racks. So I gave them a 6 out of 10. Wi-Fi was relatively slow, some of the slowest train Wi-Fi I've seen. I'm not sure if it was just this unit or the 730s just have slow Wi-Fi, so that was only a 4. As for information displays, I think information on this train is actually really, really good. The announcements are really loud, everything's very visual. The information boards are all like LED modern things and they're really, really well made, so 9 out of 10 for me there. Ventilation, 8 out of 10. It's good. Aircon, there's heating. What more do you want? Accessibility, only a 6. No level boarding, but there are very large disabled areas by the disabled toilet, and there are one toilet per train, and usually they run in 2 formations, so 6-car trains, so 2 big disabled toilets, and you can walk all the way through these trains, unlike the Class 323s.
I did forget to score ambience in the video, so for context I gave that a 7 out of 10.
So yes, the final score of these units was 61 out of 100, 61%. That is the benchmark, as this is the first ever train report video I've done. So, not much to compare it to at the moment, but as I get through every single train on every single operator, more trains will arrive and we can compare this Class 730 to more trains in the future. Make sure you like and subscribe down below to ensure that you don't miss another episode of Train Report as I go through every single train operator's trains. I won't be starting off in any order. I'm not like going to go for every operator. I'm not going to go for every West Midlands train, for example. I'm just going to mix it up. So one week it might be West Midlands, one week it might be Avanti or ScotRail or Northern or whatever. It just depends what I can film and what I feel like. So there's no plan for what I'm going to do next, for example. If you have enjoyed this video though, do consider liking, subscribing and joining my channel on Patreon or YouTube channel membership in the links in the description below. Also do consider joining my Discord server, following me on Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram and all that, all the links in the description below. Thanks very much for watching this video. I appreciate you watching right to the end. Do like, subscribe and I'll see you in the next train report. Goodbye.
And a special thanks to all my YouTube and Patreon members. Special thanks to my first class members, Callum Martin Bell, Crispin Mickey and John Williams, as well as my business zone members, Andrew Bowen, Anthony Harris, Anthony James Moore, ARK, Connor Grieg, Clive's Travelling Trains, Craig Mitchell 43, Dave CDF, Gordon Walker, Jay Teco, JBNEL, Lewis C21, Real, Stu, That Transport Girl and Train Teen. And also thank you to all my standard class members. All the links to get your name on this list are in the links in the description below. Once again, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.